Today we're taking a look at what happens when people who are maybe a little older, or let's just say seasoned like fine cheese, start getting into exercise. Or maybe they've got some metabolic stuff going on, or they're just stepping into the gym life for the first time. Now, before we toss them onto some high-tech, space station-looking fitness equipment, we usually suggest something a little more grounded, like beginner exercises, the kind that don't make you feel like your limbs are filing a complaint. These basics help build strength in a way you can actually see progress, without risking a pulled hamstring or the sudden urge to fake an injury to escape leg day. Let's talk about isometric holds. Isometric is just a fancy way of saying same length. So in plain English, we're doing a movement that doesn't actually move. Yep, welcome to the paradox of fitness. What we're really doing is holding a position, like a statue, but with more sweat. We're keeping our joints still, but don't be fooled. Your muscles are not on vacation. As the tendons begin to chill out and relax, the muscles have to kick in harder and harder to keep the position. The longer you stay still, the more your muscles burn like you're powering a toaster, and all you've done is not move. Who knew staying still could be so exhausting? All right, for the first one, nothing fancy. It's just a lunge. Yep, the classic pretend you're about to propose but change your mind. Move, take a big OL step forward. And in the beginning, go ahead and lean into that chair like your life depends on it. We're aiming to bend that front leg to about 90 degrees and lower the back leg. Basically, you're staging a dramatic pose, just with support. Now, when you're in that position, you should feel some tension in your patellar tendon, maybe your quad tendon. Basically, if your knees are whispering, hey, we feel that, you're doing it right. As you get stronger, try going from 2 hands on the chair to 1 hand. Just a little look ma, one-hand moment for balance. Eventually, you'll work your way up to hands off, arms up like you're celebrating your newfound strength or catching invisible groceries. You want to be able to hold this for 10 seconds and eventually 10 more. Baby steps into beast mode. Now, once you're comfy or mildly suffering, try holding it for up to 30 seconds. This adds more load to your tendons and muscles, and you'll either feel strength or something resembling a deep existential burn. If you hold it longer, it gets tougher. Surprise. And if you've got other issues, like an Achilles problem, just move your front knee forward and bam, more load on that tendon. It's like targeted torture, but for your own good. And here's the cool science-why part. These isometric holds actually trigger something called an analgesic effect, which is a fancy way of saying you'll feel less pain in that joint afterward. Hold it for 30 seconds and you'll be strutting pain-free. Well, for a couple hours at least. So, keep progressing. Use the chair when you need it. Go one hand when you're feeling bold, and eventually ditch the chair like the training wheels it. This one's solid for your patellar tendon, quad tendon, and even gives a little love to the Achilles too. Alright, move over lunge. The second one is just as glamorous. You're gonna stand with your feet shoulder width apart, toes turned out a little like you're about to drop it low at a wedding. Except this time, it's all for strength, not style. We're working toward building up to a solid squat. Here's the plan. I'm gonna drop down into that squat. Don't worry, we're not free soloing this yet. In the beginning, go ahead and let that chair do some of the heavy lifting. Sit back into it with lots of support, like you're halfway committing to a chair nap. Try to get those knees just a bit over your toes. Not too wild, just enough to let your tendons know you mean business. Now hold that position like you're pretending to scroll your phone at the gym to avoid making eye contact. If you've got some strength, drop down and hold it with just 1 hand on the chair for balance. That's your I'm almost a squat ninja phase. If your tendons are behaving and not throwing tantrums, you can hold it for 10 seconds. And if you want to give them that extra little, you're welcome, strengthening stimulus, go longer. This is textbook isometric training. No movement, all muscle sass. Then you'll slowly lift back up, like you're rising from the ashes of leg day, and boom, that's your progressive load working through those tendons. And there you go. 2 killer, but gentle, lower body moves to start building strength without wrecking your joints. You'll thank your knees later. All right, let's talk upper body. We're keeping it simple here, nothing fancy. Just you, your chair, and a push-up that's going absolutely nowhere. Seriously, we're not pushing up, we're just holding it like we lost the Wi-Fi signal mid-rep. Now if that's too much and your arms start screaming betrayal, no worries. Just raise the angle a bit. Use a table, a countertop, or your kitchen island. Bonus points if you're near snacks. You're still giving those tendons in your shoulders, chest, and elbows a solid wake-up call. Respect the angle. If you get stronger, you'll lower the position, slowly creeping closer to that full push-up vibe. Maybe even take it to the floor if you're feeling bold. We're talking classic plank style, no movement, just vibes. And muscle trembles. Now here's the twist. We're not doing reps. Nope. We're doing the dramatic hold. Lower into that position like you're posing for a superhero movie poster, and just stay there. The secret isn't how heavy the load is. It's how long you make it suffer. I mean, how long you hold it. There was even a study done on rock climbers. And if anyone knows tendon torture, it's those guys. They used about 40% of their body weight, hung there for 10 seconds, and still saw strength gains. Moral of the story, it's not about lifting like The Rock. It's about hanging like a rock climber. I could go back to my lunge, hold it for 10 seconds, and get all the benefits without looking like I'm auditioning for a weightlifting competition. The people lifting heavy weights didn't see more progress than the ones just using part of their body weight. Same strength gains, fewer sweat puddles. And that's why my isometric push-up is my low-effort power move. I'm getting tendon gains in my triceps, shoulders, and chest without having to move. 10 seconds, that's the sweet spot. The Netflix buffering of strength building. Takeaway time. Sure, lifting heavy is cool if you're trying to impress someone at the gym. But most of us, we can get similar results from lighter loads, as long as we hold them. Bonus, minimal soreness. So you don't wake up the next day walking like a cowboy who lost his horse. And for older adults or those with metabolic issues, isometric holds are golden. Less soreness, less damage, and still legit strength gains. It's the slow jam of fitness, low impact, high payoff.